So you've just finished your first observation, and before you do anything, before you sit down with your CT and start talking about it, before you review any part of the video, you need to answer the first question. You can do that on your own or with your consulting teacher. But you want to just capture really quick your gut reaction. How do you feel that lesson went, and why do you feel that way? This doesn't need to be a super long, narrative, but you just want to capture those thoughts immediately. And that's important because you want to do some reflection on that so that you know what you want to capture for next time because it went really well, and maybe some things that you want to tweak, change, add, detract, whatever. I don't know what your lesson looked like, but you want to make sure you get that down immediately because those thoughts and those reflections are really important to get down in writing so that the next time you do a lesson like this one, or maybe you do this lesson next year, you have those thoughts immediately afterwards. Then when you meet with your CT, so that can be done with your CT or without your CT, but when you meet with your CT after the lesson, and hopefully it's soon after, I would love for it to be the same day, but the same week or even maybe the next week would be fine. You're going to look at parts of your video. Again, I know I discussed this in the other video, the other tutorial video, but I really want you to watch the entire video of your lesson. When you're watching it back with your CT, you might just watch salient parts that your CT wants to show you. But when you look at the video, I want you to make some important observations. This is just evidence, and that's going to go into this box. Like, for instance, students were seated during the entire lesson. Maybe that's important, maybe it's not, but maybe that tells you I might want to get my students up and out of their seats more often because my lesson was 40 minutes and my students sat the entire time. Or maybe an important observation that you saw was that you called on 7 boys and 2 girls during the course of the lesson. So those are just actual facts that you are recording, the actual evidence. Then you want to make insights based on those things. So you could say, well, I know that I only called on 7 boys and 2 girls, and that tells me that 9 students out of 36 had some input in the lesson. I want to find a way to have more of my students talking during the lesson. Or you could look at things that you're doing really well. Maybe your transition time was very short and you used music to have students move from one activity into another. They seemed to like it and it helped engagement. So these insights are really your opinion about what you've seen. In the last box, you're going to look over your self-reflection, these 3 different boxes in the table, look at your answers, and then decide what's going to be the focus when you go see 2 colleagues in their classrooms. What are you going to be looking for? Don't look for things that you already do really well. Look for things where you want additional ideas, and that's just going to help focus your thoughts as you go into that classroom. Your first time observing in another teacher's classroom, once you're teaching, you're going to be a little overwhelmed because you're going to be looking at everything. So helping you focus in on 2 or 3 specific focus points is going to help you kind of focus in and not be so widespread with your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed your observation, and I can't wait for you to go visit a colleague.